You could say really that staff have simply had enough. Absolutely had enough of Meghan Markle, her tantrums, her dividend, and more importantly, of course, her not listening to what some people might suggest is very good advice. As ever, let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you on this sun-drenched moment here in London town. Always nice to have your company, whatever you're doing. Do take care of yourselves. By the way, as I often say here on the show, I'm so grateful for your comments and your likes and your shares. It does mean a lot, and it does help us reach, a bigger audience, particularly with the stories that truly matter. Particularly things like health and issues and stuff like that. Because if people don't know about it, it doesn't get out there anymore, does it? We know we're all being doctored by the legacy media, as they call it, the mainstream media, and it's always good to share everybody's individual experiences. Not everything's bad. It doesn't matter whether you go to the hospital or the doctor. One person's negative can be a positive. You get the picture. But of course, a lot of things do turn out, well, it's good to share is what I would say, isn't it? So thank you, truly. Thank you so much for doing that for me. Now let's get back to your royal story of the day. Yes, this headline apparently, Meghan's distressed and upset. Really, it's hard to feel sorry for this particular woman, When you think about it, she's always distressed and upset. I actually feel a little bit sorry for, well, first of all, dare I say, Prince Harry. Can you imagine? He comes back and thinks, what now? This is his full-time job, isn't it? It's almost a carer, you know what I'm saying? But the problem is, you see, that as we now know, Meghan's still reeling from that expose attack from Vanity Fair, and some people might say unprovoked. Others, of course, very detailed, and if you look at it, clearly people are speaking out. As I told you before, staff have simply had enough. It's very difficult working with somebody who, you're paid to advise and then they won't listen. And I've done it many times myself in my career. They pay you money as an advisor, whether you're in the record industry, theatre, that sort of stuff, and they say, no, that won't work, we should do this. But they think they know best. And this is the problem with Meghan Markle. And here's where it gets interesting now with the staff. You see, as you know, she popped up at the LA fires, right? And whichever way you look at it, the right way to do it was with the way that Trump has done it alongside the First Lady Melania. Respectful and in the right moment and ready to help with a thorough plan. Literally more detailed. What we saw with Meghan and Harry was baseball hats, holding hands, and doing what exactly? Did she ever get serving anything, get a shovel and clear rubble? What was she there for? It's never really been worked out. Apparently she wanted to visit because it was her home. Right, it just played badly. According to a source, Meghan was advised wholeheartedly to stay away. And this really was on the back of the disaster that was, of course, her previous visit. And as we know, Justine Bateman has pointed out that they are, disaster tourists, but Ulvade and all that sort of stuff, it literally stoked all of that up again. Meghan had apparently, according to a source, and as ever allegedly, a stand-up, well, some might suggest, hearted moment, shall we say, very, very heavy moment of speaking, and said, no, this is what I'm going to do, I feel it's the right thing. Now it's all backfired, and guess what? It's the staff's fault. And this is the problem, you see, because they don't listen to advice. Neither does Harry. He goes on the world stage with the New York Times and says, no, I'm the only one that can solve this. Literally 20 days later, he's crumbled and given in to the news people. They're just ridiculous in what they're doing. But now the staff are literally petrified behind the scenes because the fallout is not going away. And apparently Meghan is furious as to, well, why was she, given this advice? Well, it was her advice, her decision, no one else's. But as ever, Meghan can't be wrong, and somebody is going to be paying the price. As I said, the escalating door at Montecito Mansions, or indeed Archwell, just keeps spinning and spinning. But when will somebody actually say to her, your problem, you did it, deal with it? Interesting, don't you think? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.